VUNG Ngwrandawyr. Dach chi'n barod? Welcome back to the show, my listeners. Are you ready? Cyfres pedwar, pennod 38. Series 4, episode number 8. Dal Ati. Keep at it. So, croeso nôl i'r sioe Ngwrandawyr. Okay, the easiest way of saying these, even though I've just said it wrong a couple of times, is these v, which means my, and then the nasal after it. I always think of when I look at it, and you think how am I going to say that? So just think of the v, the f and the y as v, and the n and the g as ung. So the whole thing is vung, and then just put them together in your head, vung, and then say the rest of the words. So Ngwrandawyr. It makes it easier. Yeah. Vunghariad, my love, my lover, my sweet heart, whatever. Okay. So we've got a nasal mutation there of Gwrandawyr. So Granda's to listen, but when we bend the word, when we inflect the word to make other words like a listener, this is listeners. Gwrandawyr is listener, and Gwrandawyr is listeners. So the root there, the stem, the bit the block of the word that you're going to use to make other words from is Gwrandaw. So sometimes in Welsh you knock a vowel off the end, and sometimes you knock ed off the end of a verb, or you knock a vowel off the end of the verb to get the stem that you're going to make the other words from. And then sometimes it's a completely different word. But yeah, it's usually the same word across all the pronouns, but sometimes there's the odd one or two that's different as well. But these are quite similar. So you get used to it. You did in English, so you definitely get used to it in Welsh, because it's easier in some respects. If you're an alien coming to English and Welsh and ignored the internet and all the resources that English has, things like that, you'd probably find it easier to learn Welsh, because there's more regularity to it, really. And what else have we got? Okay, so there's your welcome. Any mutations in there? Dach chi'n barod? Are you ready? I'm saying it in the northern version, dach, D-A-C-H. So that's a colloquial version of ydych, which is Y-D-Y-C-H, like the interrogative version of rydych. And then the negative ones are dydych. So for these sort of tenses, these present and past ones of bored, sometimes they begin with R for the positive ones, like rydw, and then the roedd, past tense ones, and then you knock the R off for the questiony versions, ydw and oedd, and for the negative versions you put D's on, dydw and doedd or do, and there's different versions of those as well for north and south and other areas. But the general rule there is R for positives, D for negatives, and knock the R off for the questiony ones. So we'll come on to that at some point. Parod means ready. It's become barod. It's being used as an adverb, I think, there. Parod being an adjective and then used adverbially. So, are you ready? I think that's what's going on. If not, it's an adjective. Are you being described by the adjective parod, turning to parod, and it would still cause a mutation there anyway. So it's one or the other, but you get a mutation because of that. I think I'm leaning towards thinking it's the adjective now, but I'll find out. Anyway, so because adverbs generally add extra information to a verb, and there is a verb in there, but it's also you can describe somebody as ready, can't you? As an adjective. That's the confusing part for me. So let's go on. Any other mutations there? I only started doing any kind of grammar in English as well last year. So, you know, you get better at it the more you do it, and I've picked up lots of English. And, I didn't even know. Most of us don't even know what we're doing in our own language because we just learnt it in a different way. But it helps if you want to learn Welsh a bit faster to understand what's going on, unless you're completely immersed in it, and then that can work as well. So I'm not knocking one over. I think you should get on a course, really. Everyone should do a course if they can. Just people can get it for free in different ways. Support the national course. But other than that, I do a mixture of things. Pay for some, don't pay for some. I'm just here to help a little bit. I'm just passing on what I learn as I go along. So join me as I attempt to solve the puzzle that is the Welsh language. It won't be easy though, because you have to work very quickly. Because I don't know if you know, but every year, the Welsh people, they get together and they write poetry, and they dress up as druids and stuff like that. And they just sort of secretly change the rules every year, yeah. And then there's other local ones where they all try and pull the wool over the other one's eyes. We'll fool them in Gwynedd. We'll change our rules this way. Anyway, I'm only joking, or am I? We'll find out. Yeah. So today's episode, going to jump onto the listening exercise very quickly. So it's a mixed bag of things in there. Dysgais ti bob dydd a phob nos yng Nghymru. You learned every day and every night in Wales. Roedd ti'n dysgu fel hyn drwy'r wythnos yn Lloegr. You were learning like this through the week in England. Roedd ti wedi dysgu llawer o'r stori am Vancanion. You had learned a lot from the story about Manchester. O ti wedi bod yn dysgu am Llundain. You had been learning a lot about London. Right, so the first tense in there is disguised, so that's past simple or preterite, and then the second line is roedd y ti'n. That is the past imperfect. It's imperfect, past continuous or imperfect, and that means you were learning anyway. So the first language you learned. The second line is you were learning. The third line is you had learned. And the fourth line is you had been learning. Okay, so the last two are past to perfect and past to perfect continuous. Yes. Or past to perfect progressive, or past perfect continuous. Yeah, that last one. So what it's basically doing is we're using different ways of saying the stuff in the past, and I'm giving you ideas of new patterns. So we've done a lot on I did stuff, and he did stuff with the my and the do and stuff like that, and the roedd. And then I thought, then we roeddwn, and then we're doing dysgeist and roeddet now. So we're doing the you part. So on the web lesson, there's a nice new table there for you of all the tenses, all affirmative past present tenses for dysgu, formal and informal, different ways of saying things, colloquial versions. And what you'll spot in one part of it, and on this lesson, is I've said roeddet, wrote, and ought all mean the same thing. Just I've used two spoken colloquial versions of the more sort of standard roeddet, which is still spoken colloquial, but it's more standard. And then obviously we've got like the other version, the short form version, which is a different tense to the other three again. But that is dysgeist, where we just, like I said before. Anyway, we've run out of time, so have a look at that lesson. Bye-bye.